friends, it's Lynn from Bucket List Homestead. I'm heading out to give my chickens a treat. We had some fish left over from supper, so I'm going to give them some, and a little bit of corn we had left over too. And I thought, since I'm coming out anyway to give them this treat, I would introduce you. And if you're new here, thank you for deciding to pick one of my videos to watch. It's muchly appreciated. And if you've already subscribed, welcome back. And please consider giving me a thumbs up if you like my video and my chickens today. And please subscribe if you like to keep seeing more videos. So I'm just gonna turn the camera around and introduce you to our gang. There they are. So at the current time, we have 4 Arcana chickens, and we call them our Star Wars crew because they were born on May the 4th. I'm just gonna give them, they want their treat. They're pretty spoiled chickens. All right, there they go. Yes, so we have 4, like I said, 4 Arcanas. They're named after 4 women in Star Wars. We have Princess Leia, Rey, Padma, and Marilyn. Yes, we're a Star Wars family. We hope to add to our flock in the spring, though I don't think we're going to do chicks. It just takes so long before you finally start getting eggs, and it's a lot of work to do chicks. And I have so much gardening that I have planned for this spring so we're going to order, I think we're going to order some, I believe it's pronounced Australops. They lay chocolate brown eggs, and I'm looking at a breed that lays pink eggs, I think. And in case you didn't know, this is the color of eggs that my chickens lay. Are they not beautiful? Beautiful. I love my chickens. This was at the top of our list, our bucket list, that I made 9 years ago, and I'm so happy to have them. This is our second time having chickens. Unfortunately, we had to, and we had ducks at one time too. And then for a little while, I took a job outside the home, and with my husband working full-time and me working full-time, it was very difficult to look after the chickens, so we had to make the really hard decision to find them good homes, which they did go to good homes. And about 2 years went by, and the pandemic hit, and I lost my job, and we sat down and just said, okay. Didn't seem too happy. I wouldn't say I was unhappy, but I like being a stay-at-home mom. I like being able to be here when my kids came home off the bus, even as they got older, to find out about their day. And we just sat down and said, what is it we really want? And I said to my husband, I miss having my chickens. And he said, well, that's it. We're going to get chickens again. So we got chickens again. And I'm very happy to have chickens again. They make me laugh. Yep, they're funny creatures. And there's nothing like an organic, fresh egg from your own chickens. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Padma, bring your bucket back. So there's our flock, the Star Wars crew. I just got to get myself out of the coop here. And while I'm outside, it's not too cold. It's a little bit colder than it's been, but considering how mild it's been, that's not really saying a whole lot. And here, there I am. Okay, so while I'm outside, I thought I'd just maybe take a little tour of the yard, check on things, and bring you along for that. I'm just going to take the bucket back up to the deck here for now. So yes, we live out in the country, not that far from town. We're maybe, 10 minutes into town. So far enough to be out in the country, but not too far from my husband, who has to go into work still. At least for another 2 months full time, and then he goes to part time in February. But this is our property. See if I can get you out here further. There we go. So, oh, I'm going to lose you here. Gonna sound. So this is going down back. We have a lot of property down here. And right now, unfortunately, most of it is not being used for anything. The former owners of this property did try gardening down here. But for some reason, he brought in, apparently talking from other neighbors, buckets and buckets and buckets of sand. And I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but nothing was growing down here the first year we tried. And it was hard to keep an eye on things. The crows and other four-legged animals were coming in here and getting everything. It's very buggy down here. Very, very. Mosquitoes are terrible. And we also are having a problem with two-legged creatures, which we keep forgetting to put up no trespassing signs, which we're going to do. And, yeah, we're thinking about doing a trail cam, too. So, this right here is our big Macintosh apple tree. Fortunately, the apples this year, we didn't get any. We had a very bad problem with the gypsy moths here in our part of Ontario. And when I say bad, I mean they devastated many of our trees, including our apple trees. And this is a flowering crab apple tree. Took us a little while to figure out what that was. But yeah, so no apples this year. I'm really hoping we can stay on top of them because they're predicting a worse spring with these moth caterpillars. And I have new apple trees that we just planted in the front that my husband gave me for Mother's Day. And I'm going to be making sure to keep those living, plus a cherry tree that I got for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. They're all out front now where I can keep a better eye on them. But yeah, so I'm just going to pan you around. We have trails built all through here, like in through here and stuff, that were for four-wheeling, but our son outgrew the four-wheeler we had, so we're hoping we can get him the family one, actually, like a big size one, and maybe one that we can even use to help plow the driveway. But the former owners, this was a strawberry patch that they had here, and I don't know how anything grew here. I tried. As you can see, they're still fencing up and stuff, but our dream is to maybe put more apple trees down here and even some pear trees. That's what we hope to do. There's one thing I've learned through all this is you cannot do everything like at once. You just can't. There's not enough time, money, or time. There's just not. And you have to pick and choose what you're doing. So things are getting done little by little. That has been here since we moved here. The old owners left it here. This is what they were using apparently for a chicken coop. We've lived here almost 8 years and still haven't figured out a way to get it out of here. We're hoping to figure out a way eventually. We want it gone, just haven't seemed to have much luck finding anyone who can give us an idea how to get rid of it. We have lots of white birch trees down here. They're my favorite. They're just beautiful. The moss went after all their leaves too, but these trees seem to be okay. So hopefully. So I'm just gonna walk up and leave this going so you can see. It is quite a bit of property here. And I hate that we never come down here because the bugs are so bad. We're on a very high water table here. Good news is our well doesn't go dry, but bad news is the bugs just breed here like crazy. So we're hoping to do something with this in the next couple of years. This used to be lots and lots of grape bushes that the old owners had planted, but they didn't take care of them. And we've gotten rid of most of them. But as I'm walking back up, I'll try and show you how it looks here. Like I said, that was some of the trails we had. Hope to get using those again. And as we walk back up to, there's the back of our house. I have to tell you, I never in a million years dreamed that we would be able to buy a home like we have with this much property and just live our life here. It's been almost 8 years, and every day I get up and I look out my bedroom windows, I still can't believe that I am looking at my property. So, very grateful that I get to wake up here every day knowing this is mine. They're the girls. They heard me coming. You got your treat. You're good for the night. So right there, we're putting a barn. We're calling it a barn. It's going to be Lynn's little barn to hold a lot of the things we need for gardening and chicken feed and all that good stuff. So yeah, started to get the bottom put in before the weather turned. Don't know if that's probably not going to get done until the spring, but that's okay. The garage is working out fine right now for holding everything. So up here is where the majority of our vegetable garden was this year. We are going to be expanding it next year. I've got it all put to bed for the winter. Can't wait in a few months and show everything that's blooming and growing in here. I'm just going to close that up. So that's for put to bed. This is one of my big garlic beds, and I did check. And yes, look, they did sprout before the cold weather came. So pretty excited about that. I have to look at my journal, but I believe I planted over 120 bulbs of garlic between different places. This is where all our sunflowers were, along this whole line here, and I'll be doing that again. We hope to do bees next spring too. Been doing a lot of reading. I got my book just the other day about beginning beekeeping. So we're doing lots of research on that. And I know the honeybees loved the sunflowers this year. So I know I'll definitely be planting. I plant them every year in honor of my grandfather, who always had giant sunflowers. And we love them. And the bees love them. So we'll continue to do that. This was my new rhubarb this year. Couldn't harvest it because it was the first year. And it was massive. Broke my heart. But it's been put to bed. Looks like some of the hay has come off of it. Look at it. It's growing again. Crazy weather. That's just the crazy weather we've been having. Absolutely nuts. Confusing everything. So we'll just, oops, cover you back up a little. Give you a little more protection. Crazy to think that's been blooming again. And here's my blueberry bushes. 3 so far. I did plant several, but they didn't do so well. So this was the last year or so blueberry bushes. And here is my strawberry patch. We get enough to have like for breakfast in the morning with some yogurt and stuff, but I do not have the room to grow as many as I would like. I'm hoping to eventually maybe make a bigger strawberry patch, but we'll see. We do have a great farm right down the road from us that has strawberries for picking, so I'm lucky there. This was my little herb garden I had this year, and look, I still have thyme that is trying to grow. I'm telling you, the weather has been so strange. We're supposed to get up to close to 60 degrees this weekend here, and it's December 10th, I believe, will be Saturday, 60 degrees. That is well over 10 degrees Celsius. Crazy. These are our elderberry bushes. I was able to harvest a few berries off of that for the first time this year. Very exciting. And my rose bushes. And here's my cherry tree. And I'm just going to turn this around so you can see our little apple trees we have growing here. So right here is one. There's another one, a little bit smaller. One here and one here. David got me those for Mother's Day. Very excited. It's 2 Honeycrisp and 2 Galas that we have planted. And this is my big tulip patch. This is new for this year. And I planted garlic. I even planted garlic in there too. And that's another rose bush where I also planted garlic. Supposedly it helps discourage pests, so we'll see. And then this is my big batch of tulips and irises. And then another rose bush is over here. And of course my pussy willow bush, which is just beautiful. The gypsy moth got that really bad too this year. So, and there's the front of our house. I should have put up the blow up so you could have seen it, but I'm all blown up there for Christmas. But we're hoping to add on a sunroom, if not next year, the year after, if I can figure out where I want it. I keep going back and forth about what I'm going to do, about where we're going to put it, but we're getting there. So, yeah, so that is our property. We absolutely love it. Like I said, every morning I wake up, I look out my bedroom window, and I am so grateful that I can say this is our house and our property. Living in military housing for 20 years. It was a good life, but it never felt like home. I did my best to make it feel like home, and but this feels like home. So we're very, very fortunate. So there, you got to meet the chickens and check out our property and see where we live. It'll be nicer in the spring and summer. I can show you some more, and maybe if we ever get some beautiful snow, I can show you some what it looks like when the snow is all fallen. It's my favorite time to take a walk down back and just have the quiet with the snow. So I hoped you enjoyed seeing our outside and meeting my chickens. Until there, everyone take care, and we'll see you soon.